Following the previous chapter, Xiao Yan activated his clan's mark, and Su Xueying recognized the Xiao clan's tattoo. However, the sudden eruption of the power from the black and white Yin-Yang Heart caused Xiao Yan great concern. Xiao Yan, how dare you insult me? Once I recover, I will definitely take your life. Su Xueying, realizing the gravity of her situation, attempted to gather her Dou Qi to launch an attack against Xiao Yan. But after the terrifying energy from the white Yin-Yang Heart burst forth, a sense of helplessness spread throughout her entire body, making it difficult even to control her movements, let alone launch an attack. The Qing lotus under her feet also erupted in dazzling light, seemingly trying desperately to neutralize the purine energy within her. If Xiao Yan truly destroys my innocence, I will kill him, even if he is a member of the Xiao clan, Su Xueying thought to herself. Struggling to gather her Dou Qi, her eyes flashed with a resolute determination. The energies of the white Yin-Yang Heart and black Yin-Yang Heart converged, creating an effect reminiscent of a deadly poison. Meanwhile, as Xiao Yan fought to resist the raging evil flames within him, a slender, delicate arm suddenly wrapped around his neck, and a soft, boneless figure clung to him like a water snake, filling his senses with a faint fragrance. Boom! The delicate scent from Su Xueying's smooth, baby-like skin, coupled with the softness in Xiao Yan's arms, ignited a fire within him. His eyes instantly turned bloodshot, and the rationality he had been clinging to grew increasingly fragile. The beauty lay powerlessly in Xiao Yan's arms, the once otherworldly fairy now transformed into a seductive enchantress. Her chest rose and fell with rapid breaths as she leaned against him, yet beneath the thin veil, faint sounds of struggle could still be heard. I can't hold it back any longer. Xiao Yan could no longer restrain himself, and his hand moved to attack Su Xueying's lower body. Su Xueying closed her eyes, tears streaming from her crystal-clear eyes. The thin veil finally disappeared, revealing a face so stunning it could make the world lose its color. Thud, thud, thud. Xiao Yan's fingers lightly tapped 3 times on Su Xueying's lower abdomen, and she felt the strange sensation in her body gradually dissipate. The seductive and bewitching aura that had enveloped her vanished, and she returned to her cold, aloof demeanor, with some of her strength seemingly restored. Su Xueying opened her eyes and stared at Xiao Yan in surprise. She hadn't expected him to act in such a way. Mother, didn't you say the Xiao clan we protect is full of ungrateful scoundrels? But why isn't he like you said? Xiao Yan, unaware of Su Xueying's thoughts, recalled the moment when the Yin-Yang Heart's energy had begun to lose control. His master, the Golden Dragon King, had anticipated such a situation. Heh, Xiao Yan, such a beauty has fallen into your lap. If you don't take advantage of the black and white Yin-Yang Heart's effects, you'll end up in a very ugly situation, the Golden Dragon King said mockingly. Master, please stop teasing me. I have a family, and besides, although Su Xueying is indeed extraordinarily beautiful, from what she said earlier, I'm certain she is a protector of our Xiao clan and seems to harbor a deep resentment towards us. Even though I'm a man, I wouldn't take advantage of her in such a situation. She's a protector of our clan and has endured so much. I still have many mysteries to uncover, so how could I let others be disheartened? Xiao Yan said, holding Su Xueying in his arms. Upon closer inspection, Su Xueying, now devoid of her veil, was indeed a peerless beauty. As Su Xueying began to take deep breaths, her face and body grew increasingly flushed. Master, stop playing with me. How do I handle this? Xiao Yan, feeling something stirring within him at the sight of Su Xueying's current state, urgently sought help from the Golden Dragon King. Are you sure you don't want to? Her strength isn't weak, and if you take her now, she might become completely obedient to you. Heh, a powerful woman with a decent background is nothing to scoff at. The Golden Dragon King continued in a teasing tone, eyeing Xiao Yan. Master, please stop teasing me. Su Xueying is definitely not that kind of person. From her earlier emotions, I could tell that if I were to destroy her innocence, she would be relentless in her pursuit to kill me. Considering her strength, which is comparable to or even greater than that of a 5-star Dou Emperor, just thinking about it gives me chills, Xiao Yan said. staring at his master in astonishment. All right. You need to gather the last of your Dou Qi in your fingers, then touch this girl's lower abdomen and tap 3 times consecutively. This will temporarily help her control the power. Afterward, stimulate the heavenly flames within you. Their characteristics should help suppress the eruption of the black and white Yin-Yang Heart for a while, the Golden Dragon King explained slowly. Xiao Yan turned back, which led to the ridiculous scene that had just unfolded. Let go of me. Su Xueying snapped back to her senses, still unsure of what Xiao Yan had done to her. However, one thing was clear. She had retained a bit of her sanity, and Xiao Yan's seemingly improper action appeared to have suppressed the impending eruption of the white Yin-Yang Heart's energy. But even though the energy had been temporarily suppressed, it was bound to resurface. Su Xueying bit her lip, clearly at a loss as to what to do next. Xiao Yan didn't do anything inappropriate just now, yet I was thinking of stealing his yang energy. Su Xueying fell into deep thought. Xiao Yan, overhearing this, couldn't help but feel frustrated. He had saved her out of goodwill, only to end up being seen as a villain. This was truly, Master, what do I do now? This suppression won't last long, and once it erupts again. Xiao Yan furrowed his brows, realizing that the situation was extremely dire. Just the Yin-Yang Heart alone was so troublesome, not to mention the blood essence of the relic's owner. The Yin-Yang Heart requires a combination of Yin and Yang energy. There's nothing else I can do. However, I can sense a faint trace of Yin and Yang energy within you. Although weak, it might be enough to neutralize the Yin-Yang Heart. The Golden Dragon King responded slowly. A faint trace of Yin and Yang energy within me? Xiao Yan murmured to himself, repeating what his master had said. Could it be that 7th-grade pill I consumed before, the Yin-Yang mysterious dragon pill? Xiao Yan thought hard and seemed to recall. That should be it, the Golden Dragon King replied. He wasn't entirely sure why Xiao Yan had such a force within him, but it seemed fortuitous, as it could resolve the immediate crisis. Otherwise, the situation with this Qing Lotus woman was, what do we do now? Su Xueying asked, having slightly calmed down, her voice no longer carrying its former coldness. What else can we do? Xiao Yan responded with resignation. Didn't you want to kill me and take the black Yin-Yang Heart? Go ahead. I can't fight back against you anyway. Su Xueying frowned slightly, not expecting Xiao Yan to hold such a grudge. However, she remained silent, knowing that she had been wrong earlier. Xiao Yan was merely venting his frustration. This woman was not only incredibly beautiful but also extremely powerful, so he couldn't push her too hard. He then recalled what his master had said about the faint trace of Yin-Yang energy within him. Back on the black domain plains of the Dou Qi continent, Xiao Yan had obtained the 3000 Thunder Movement and a 7th-grade pill, the Yin-Yang Mysterious Dragon Pill, crafted by his damned senior brother, Yao Feng. It's said that when the pill was formed, a celestial phenomenon occurred. 2 dragon souls, one Yin and one Yang, emerged from the cauldron and soared into the sky, intertwining before condensing into the pill's body. And the effect of the Yin-Yang Mysterious Dragon Pill is not directly to enhance one's strength, but rather, to break and then rebuild. Whoever consumes this Yin-Yang Mysterious Dragon Pill will have a chance to break and rebuild in times of severe injury or near death. This means that if you're lucky, it could provide you with an opportunity for a complete transformation, elevating your body, soul, and Dou Qi to a whole new level. In other words, anyone who consumed this pill would not need to fear for their life, even in the face of fatal injuries, because it could lead to a complete metamorphosis. Later, when Xiao Yan rescued his master, Yao Lao, and suffered a severe blow from the star-plucking old ghost, he relied on the miraculous effects of the Yin-Yang Mysterious Dragon Pill. Break and rebuild. He successfully advanced to Dou Zun. Even though Xiao Yan used up the pill's effects during his advancement, a trace of the Yin-Yang energy remained in his body. Xiao Yan suddenly understood. Master, how do I draw out that faint trace of Yin-Yang energy within me? Xiao Yan asked after piecing together the situation. Since you've mentioned that you consumed the 7th-grade pill, the Yin-Yang Mysterious Dragon Pill, which granted you this trace of Yin-Yang energy, The best way now is to consume a drop of the essence blood you just obtained from the bloodthirsty demon dragon lizard. Since it's also a dragon-type magical beast, it should theoretically draw out that trace of yin-yang energy within you. The Golden Dragon King suggested after some thought. Xiao Yan noticed that Su Xueying, who had been somewhat guarded against him, seemed to be slowly lowering her defenses. Her delicate brows furrowed slightly as she looked at him. "Miss Su, please rest assured, I have a way to resolve the issue with the Yin-Yang Heart, and it doesn't involve yin-yang union," Xiao Yan said with a sigh as he looked at the Qing Lotus woman before him. From her words and what his master had told him, it was clear she had a deep connection with his clan. Xiao Yan gently took out a jade bottle and caught the crimson blood with a hand enveloped in milky white flames. Only then did he breathe a sigh of relief, glancing down at the crimson blood burning in the flames of his hand. On Xiao Yan's shoulder, Little E chirped incessantly. Ever since Little E had fused with the essence of 23 different heavenly flames on the Dou Qi continent, its intelligence had become almost indistinguishable from that of a normal person. However, since arriving on the Dou Di continent, Little E had spoken very little, which puzzled Xiao Yan. Su Xueying was also contemplating how to solve the issue of the Yin-Yang Heart. Although it was temporarily suppressed, if a solution wasn't found, it would inevitably flare up again. After hearing Xiao Yan speak, Su Xueying stared at him, as if she was expecting him to have some method. She then noticed the drop of crimson blood in Xiao Yan's hand slowly burning. With Su Xueying's keen eyesight, she naturally recognized the extraordinary nature of this drop of blood. The terrifying power contained within it clearly belonged to a dragon-type magical beast. Her beautiful eyes flickered slightly, unsure of what Xiao Yan intended to do. Xiao Yan watched as the drop of crimson blood in his palm began to slowly melt and break apart, causing him great joy. This blood contained the extremely violent power of the demon dragon. If used recklessly, it would undoubtedly lead to his body exploding in a tragic disaster. However, this wasn't a major problem for Xiao Yan, as he was an alchemist with a profound understanding of how to balance these volatile energies. Given enough time, he was confident he could safely absorb all of this blood. Moreover, burning the essence blood of the bloodthirsty demon dragon lizard was necessary to invoke its innate talent, bloodthirst. Only by doing so could he awaken the trace of yin-yang energy within him. Xiao Yan felt a pang of pain as he used one of the 7 drops of essence blood, which was potent enough to create a bloodthirst shield comparable to a full-force attack from a 5-star Dou Emperor. Even with Xiao Yan's temperament, it pained him to use it this way. This was, after all, a life-saving trump card. Boom, boom, boom. The drop of essence blood from the bloodthirsty demon dragon lizard was rapidly refined by Xiao Yan's milky white flames, and within moments, the crimson blood began to flow across his entire body. A visible crimson light shield appeared on Xiao Yan's body, encasing him tightly. Seeing this, Su Xueying couldn't help but feel a shock in her heart. Even with her current strength, dealing with the light shield on Xiao Yan's body would be quite challenging. She could sense that the light shield was brimming with immense power. Although she wouldn't be afraid of it at full strength, her current state left her at a disadvantage. As the essence blood of the bloodthirsty demon dragon lizard was refined and spread across Xiao Yan's body, a resounding dragon roar echoed from Xiao Yan's direction, or more precisely, from the light shield surrounding him. With the roar, certain forces within Xiao Yan's body began to resonate, gradually awakening and emerging. Boom, boom, boom. A surge of pure yin energy and a surge of pure yang energy suddenly appeared in Xiao Yan's hands. Although weak, they were sufficient to handle the current situation. Su Xueying stared blankly at the 2 energies in Xiao Yan's palms. One seemed identical to the pure yin energy from the white Yin-Yang Heart she had just absorbed, while the other was precisely the pure yang energy from the black Yin-Yang Heart that Xiao Yan had swallowed. It worked. Now, things should get easier, Xiao Yan said, wiping the sweat from his brow. There was a risk that using the essence blood of the bloodthirsty demon dragon lizard to resonate with the energy from the Yin-Yang mysterious dragon pill could fail. If it had, he would have had no choice but to. Fortunately, it had succeeded. He then threw the pure yang energy in his hand towards Su Xueying, knowing he still had many family mysteries to unravel. Xiao Yan had his own thoughts. Since his master, the Golden Dragon King, wouldn't speak, perhaps Su Xueying would. Su Xueying, unaware of Xiao Yan's thoughts, was nonetheless greatly astonished by the sight of the Yin-Yang energies in his palms. How did Xiao Yan possess such forces? A question arose in her mind. Although Xiao Yan held the power to resolve the issue of the Yin-Yang Heart, Su Xueying was reluctant to speak, let alone attempt to take it from him. After all, she had just treated Xiao Yan poorly. When she saw the pure yang energy flying towards her, a flicker of hesitation flashed in Su Xueying's eyes. Despite how she had treated him, why was he? But Su Xueying wasn't one to overthink. She reached out with her jade-like hand to catch the energy. As soon as the energy touched her hand, the sound of dragon roars echoed, indicating that this pure yang energy had indeed been derived from the Yin-Yang mysterious dragon pill. However, Su Xueying didn't know all this, and the faint dragon roars posed no threat to her. She gently raised her hand, and a green flame enveloped the light orb. Su Xueying, sensing the pure yang energy before her, prepared to absorb and merge it with the pure yin energy, wary of a repeat of the earlier incident. The green flame slowly spread from her jade feet, enveloping her entire body. Xiao Yan, seeing Su Xueying's actions, felt relieved and sat down cross-legged. Since she had begun the absorption, he couldn't afford to fall behind. Although Xiao Yan didn't know the exact connection between his ancestors in the Xiao clan and Su Xueying's clan on the Dou Qi continent, if her clan were indeed protectors of the Xiao clan, he naturally wouldn't shirk from helping. Noting Su Xueying's resolve, the Golden Dragon King nodded and said, "If you're ready, then absorb it into your body and refine it." Xiao Yan took a deep breath, his gaze fixed on the faintly wriggling purine energy in his palm that had been decomposed from the Yin-Yang mysterious dragon pill. After a moment of hesitation, he gritted his teeth, inhaled sharply, and directly absorbed the light orb into his mouth. Boom! The moment the light orb entered his body, an intense, almost violent, emotion surged through Xiao Yan's heart, causing his eyes to turn blood red in an instant. Damn it! The pure yin energy from the Yin-Yang mysterious dragon pill has actually fused with the aura of the bloodthirsty demon dragon lizard. Xiao Yan gritted his teeth as he spoke. The Yin-Yang energy derived from the Yin-Yang mysterious dragon pill is indeed inferior to the natural Yin-Yang of heaven and earth, but for now, it's the only option we have, the Golden Dragon King said, watching Xiao Yan. This process couldn't be assisted by anyone else. Xiao Yan had to endure it alone. What terrifying dragon energy! Xiao Yan's eyes were blood red, but he was still rational. He clenched his teeth and forced out a sentence between them. Then, with a thought, a surge of milky white flame energy erupted from the storage ring in his body, enveloping the pure yin energy within him like a tidal wave. Whoosh! The milky white flames surged like ocean waves, washing over the pure yin energy in an attempt to cleanse the violent dragon energy within it. Sizzle! As the milky white flames came into contact with the pure yin energy, a white mist erupted, instantly evaporating the Dou Qi. Yet, the violent dragon energy within the pure yin energy remained unyielding. As expected, this is quite troublesome, Xiao Yan muttered, frowning as he watched the stubborn pure yin energy. He then focused his mind, continuously driving waves of milky white flames to assault the pure yin energy. With each wave of impact, his Dou Qi would meet the pure yin energy, only to melt away like snow encountering molten lava. But fortunately, the onslaught was relentless, one wave after another, never ceasing. Finally, under the relentless onslaught of the milky white flames, the pure yin energy began to show some fluctuations. The violent dragon energy, bolstered by the bloodthirsty demon dragon lizard, gradually weakened as Little Yi's milky white flames continued to dissipate it. Although the process was slow, it gave Xiao Yan a glimmer of hope. However, just as Xiao Yan was feeling pleased, he failed to notice that the residual violence being purged from the pure yin energy was slowly spreading within his body. It wasn't until a moment later, when a sense of agitation began to rise within him, that he suddenly realized the violent energy was corroding his mind. Dragon energy from a mere deceased creature. Do you think I'll fear you? Upon noticing this, Xiao Yan's expression changed slightly, but he remained calm. As long as his mind was steadfast, this external influence, being the remnant of a dead entity, would ultimately prove ineffective. Xiao Yan concentrated, and a massive amount of soul power began to emit a strange glow, permeating his body and spreading both internally and externally. This glow, formed from Xiao Yan's soul, was meant to dispel the trace of violent energy trying to control him, which originated from the Yin-Yang mysterious dragon pill. No matter how domineering your dragon energy and dragon soul might be, you are now nothing more than a masterless remnant. Let's see how long you can last. With his mind protected, Xiao Yan summoned another wave of milky white flames from the storage ring within his body. This time, faint traces of lightning flickered outside the purine energy. Sizzle! The milky white Dou Qi, crackling with lightning, once again surged onto the purine energy. To Xiao Yan's surprise, the violent energy within the purine energy, which had been derived from the fusion of the Yin-Yang mysterious dragon pill and the bloodthirsty demon dragon lizard, began to dissipate at a much faster rate, as if it had met its nemesis. Back when I gathered the 9 profound golden thunder, my body retained some of its power. It turns out that this lightning, being the epitome of strength, is the perfect counter to such negative emotions. Seeing this, Xiao Yan's heart was filled with joy. With this, the refining process could be accelerated significantly. With this thought, the source Dou Qi within him began to tremble rapidly. Waves of milky white flames, tinged with lightning, surged forth like a stream, continuously cleansing the purine energy. As the purification continued, the once fragmented purine energy began to take on a more refined appearance, with the violent aura within it rapidly diminishing. The refining process was unexpectedly smooth under the combined effects of fire and lightning. Despite this, Xiao Yan began to feel his Dou Qi nearing exhaustion. Just as he was about to swallow a pill to support the refining process, the purine energy within him suddenly trembled slightly, emitting faint rays of light. Xiao Yan was momentarily stunned as he stared at the warm glow emanating from the purine energy. Then, a wave of uncontrollable joy surged within him. He had finally managed to completely refine the violent energy from the fusion of the Yin-Yang mysterious dragon pill and the bloodthirsty demon dragon lizard. Now, all that was left was to absorb it. In the grand hall, Xiao Yan suddenly opened his eyes, which were filled with ecstatic joy. Did it work? The Golden Dragon King, who had been observing Xiao Yan, was initially stunned by his reaction, then chuckled. The violent energy from the fusion of the Yin-Yang mysterious dragon pill and the bloodthirsty demon dragon lizard's essence blood had indeed been fearsome, but fortunately, Xiao Yan had gritted his teeth and persevered. It seems I've managed to refine all the violent energy, Xiao Yan muttered as he scratched his head. The refining process didn't seem as difficult as he had imagined. It appears to be the effect of the heavenly flames and lightning, the Golden Dragon King said thoughtfully after a moment. Even it hadn't anticipated that the powerful forces contained within fire and lightning would have such a strong suppressive effect on negative emotions. Originally, it had expected that Xiao Yan would need several days of intense refining to cleanse the violent energy from the fused purine energy, but the process had been shortened by at least tenfold. Xiao Yan nodded slightly. During the earlier refining process, he had indeed felt the incredible effectiveness of the 9 profound golden thunder against that violent energy. If it hadn't been for this, completing this step would have been far more difficult. Now that the purine energy has been refined, it's time to proceed to the next step of fusion. However, this method of yin-yang fusion is somewhat subpar. It's uncertain what level it will reach, the Golden Dragon King remarked slowly. The so-called Yin-Yang Heart was a powerful treasure condensed from the life's work of a strong cultivator, only slightly inferior to essence blood. The greatest function of the Yin-Yang Heart was to help someone break through their current bottleneck. Xiao Yan understood this well. The next step was to merge his Dou Qi with the Yin-Yang Heart, achieving harmony between them. Once the Yin-Yang Heart's power was fully absorbed, it was uncertain how much this heart, condensed by a 7-star Dou Emperor, would elevate his strength. With this in mind, Xiao Yan felt a surge of anticipation and closed his eyes once more. At this moment, within his body, 2 energy masses, one black and one white, were slowly moving, exuding a gentle yet potent force, almost as if they were alive. The pure Yin energy extracted from the Yin-Yang mysterious dragon pill was no longer resisting Xiao Yan's control. With just a thought, the previously suppressed black Yin-Yang Heart energy mass floated out and collided fiercely with the other. Boom, boom, boom. As soon as the pure Yin energy from the Yin-Yang mysterious dragon pill met the pure Yang energy from the black Yin-Yang Heart, they seemed to have an intense mutual attraction and immediately merged together. Within the energy mass, black and white intermingled, swirling and blending seamlessly. The entire energy mass then drifted out from his storage ring, transforming into countless strands of blood-red threads that shot toward all the blood vessels within Xiao Yan's body. Sizzle, sizzle. The pure energy coated his blood vessels, slowly seeping in, and in an instant, it fused with his blood. Creak, creak. As the two energies merged, Xiao Yan could clearly feel his body swelling as if injected with a growth agent, becoming robust in an instant. Beneath his skin, a terrifying power surged, like countless writhing dragons, eager to burst out and unleash their destructive force. Xiao Yan's eyes, now streaked with red, still retained a glimmer of calm amidst the growing intensity. Suddenly, Xiao Yan's body straightened up, and a milky white light emerged from little E on his shoulder. From a distance, he looked like a fearsome warrior, exuding a menacing power, as if he had crawled out from the depths of hell. What incredible power! Xiao Yan murmured as he felt the immense Yin-Yang energy slowly nourishing his entire body. The power within him surged violently at this moment. 3-star Dou Emperor, mid-peak. 3-star Dou Emperor, late stage. 3-star Dou Emperor, late peak. 3-star Dou Emperor, absolute peak. Only a step away from becoming a 4-star Dou Emperor. Feeling the overwhelming surge of pure energy and the explosive increase in his strength, a wild smile spread across Xiao Yan's face. He could sense that, at this moment, just relying on his physical body alone, he could rival a 4-star Dou Emperor. If he were to use his heavenly flames and Dou techniques, he was confident he could face even a 4-star Dou Emperor head-on. Not bad. With the strength of a peak 3-star Dou Emperor, a true Yin-Yang fusion would surely push you past the 4-star threshold, the Golden Dragon King commented with a smile. Bang! Damn it! Why is there still so much energy left? Xiao Yan hadn't expected the energy contained within the Yin-Yang Heart of a 7-star Dou Emperor to be so terrifying. Even with his enhanced physique, he was struggling to contain it. Damn! My body can't absorb this much power. It's going to explode. Xiao Yan muttered as he realized something was wrong after the Yin-Yang Heart energies fused. His body had reached its limit, but there was still an excess of energy. If he continued to absorb it, his body would surely explode. Although Dou Emperors aren't afraid of physical destruction, they can simply reconstruct a new body. Such an overload would also damage his soul. Once the soul is injured, it could harm the very essence of life. Just as Xiao Yan desperately tried to suppress the overflowing energy within him, little E on his shoulder suddenly let out a series of chirps. Transfer the excess energy to me, little E said. Xiao Yan was startled for a moment, but had no choice. He quickly channeled the massive energy out of his body. The vast black and white energy surged out of Xiao Yan's body, and as soon as it appeared on his surface, little E began to devour it greedily. For little E, this pure Yin-Yang Heart energy was the perfect nourishment. Little Yi's originally baby-like milky white body now had tiny black and white energies flowing through it. Phew! Once the last trace of energy was absorbed by little E, Xiao Yan finally felt at ease. He furrowed his brows, concerned as he looked at little E. Would absorbing such an enormous amount of energy cause any harm to it? After watching for a while, Xiao Yan noticed that little E was gradually refining the absorbed energy. Relieved, he began examining his own body. Xiao Yan spun around and kicked out with one leg. Instantly, a nearby stone step shattered into fine dust. Then, he executed a series of punches, and the air within the hall exploded. Invisible shockwaves formed under his fists, crashing into the surrounding stone walls, causing a resounding boom. Bang! With a powerful punch, Xiao Yan struck the bronze door that blocked the cave entrance. Although it didn't shatter like tofu, which was to be expected from the protective stone door of a 7-star Dou Emperor, he wasn't discouraged. His figure flickered as he let a sliver of sunlight bathe his body. The exhilaration in his heart reached its peak, and he couldn't help but let out a long howl, his voice echoing like a sound wave, creating fine cracks on the nearby rocks. Turning to look at Su Xueying's green energy mass, Xiao Yan noted that she was still absorbing energy. He then shifted his gaze back to little E. Master, what's happening to little E? Xiao Yan asked in alarm as he noticed little E appearing drowsy.